Hey, my name is Chad. This very windy Monday, I am going to show off something that I'm kind of building that is going to be used for practice on the PRS stuff. So there's a stage that they use at like the pro kind of national level matches that they call a skills stage, and it consists of a wall that is similar to what I have behind me. Okay, random dogs coming to visit. But the point of this is to have something that's consistent from match to match. And they've got measurements listed on website. So I found the measurements. Last year, kind of about this time, we had another wild windstorm and it knocked down one of my dad's barns out here. And he was able to salvage some of the metal and really wasn't doing anything with it. So we took these 4x4 beams and cut them down into the sizes needed to build this makeshift wall. It's nothing pretty, but it should do the job of what I need to be able to start practicing better at the positional stages that come up in PRS. I really need to work on getting stable and building my position quickly on the clock and being stable when I break my shot and keeping on target. So this hopefully will be something that will help me do that better and give me something that I can practice with on my own place. So I'll show it off before I do a little more work on it, and then we'll take a look at the after. So this is kind of the idea. It's, I believe, 72 inches long, and then each of these are going to be about 12 inches. So the idea is you start behind, come forward, plop down your bag, set your rifle on it, get set up, take your shot. I believe it's at 400 yards is where the target is. And then get up, move up to the next position, take your shot, move over here, take your shot, and then down here and take your shot. So I used their plans and, just cut pieces that will fit up here and make the height needed for each of these positions. The one that I was referencing had another like a panel here, so it was all closed off. I don't really need to do that just for practicing. So my idea is I'll be able to use this in other positions, get down here and shoot for more than just the 4 designated positions. So I figure the more that I can do, the better in the long run. So right now I noticed that these edges are kind of sharp. So I'm going to grind down these sharp edges. I'm going to get them ground down, knock off some of the weld here. This was just a quick job. Nothing fancy, but it'll get the job done. And it should hold up to our Oklahoma winds. We added a couple legs down here. So 2 on the front side. So as I'm pushing on it, it won't fall forward. And then 1 back here so it doesn't fall backwards when it's set up down at my range. So, all right, next we'll get it cleaned up and then throw some paint on it. But it is really windy today, so hopefully I can get that done without destroying everything else around me. Okay, so checking back in, I want to show this off. I did some grinding, and this thing isn't made to be pretty. It's just made to stand up, not fall down, and allow me to practice. So welds are ugly. It's ugly metal. Like, this is not a pretty project. This is a get something done on the cheap and make it work. But I'll flip you around and show you what I did. Okay, so like these edges, they were pretty sharp, so I just tried to round them off with the grinder, just in case I get close to it when I'm moving around quickly. I don't want to cut my bag or cut my hand. There was some buildup on the old weld here. I just smoothed off the worst of it. So now I got up next to the barn, try to block some of the wind and put a little drop cloth down. Who knows, this might not work. So now we're gonna paint next, see how it turns out. I think it'll do fine. Like I said, it's just to have something to rest on and work on moving through the position. So it is still super windy and it's gonna be a mess painting this, but I forgot something funny earlier. So my dad has a welding hood because he's the one that knows how to weld, and I wanted to help. So I got some the eclipse glasses, and they actually work pretty good. All I could see was the little bitty arc where it's starting to weld there. But I was holding the metal in place while he was, you know, tacking each of the pieces. And I didn't really think about it until this morning when I got up and my face is burnt, like right here, my forehead. I didn't think about how bright that is. And I was fairly close to it, but oh man, my cheeks are burning right now. So, tip, please do remember to wear a full welding hood, even if you got stuff to protect your eyes. So I've got a little white streak right here and just super red. This is gonna hurt for the next couple of days. So, hey, I'm not a welder, but yeah, that was just painfully not smart. So if you do welding, you know, be smart enough, make sure you wear a full hood and protect everything. Thought I was good protecting my eyes, but obviously not. My face is on fire. Okay, after a little while of painting and dealing with the wind blowing everything all over me, I think we got this project done. So remember, like I said, this is not a project for being beautiful. This is a functional item that I wanted to make so that I will be able to practice better out at my own range and have something that will be, hopefully appears at the bigger matches when I start going to do some of the more pro and national level matches, hopefully this summer. So let me show you what I got so far. Okay, there it is. So I gave it a satin black finish, and as you can see, I got a pretty good coat on everything, at least good enough for, you know, what I need to do. So really that's just to keep, you know, rust and ick from building up as it sits outside for the majority of its life. So yeah, my little windbreak here right up next to the barn did not really do a good job, but I stayed close to it and got it pretty well finished up. So overall, I'm happy with how it turned out. You know, it is not a perfect build of any kind. It is just spare metal and used my dad's old welding skills. He used to want to be a welder before he got drafted into the Air Force back when he was about half my age. But, you know, he doesn't get out and do a lot of welding anymore, but we just made it work. Stick welding, or I think it's arc welding. You know, the basic, nothing fancy. There's not great beads on it, so nobody come and inspect the welding job on this. It is nothing to brag about, but it's holding together, and I've flipped it up and down a couple of times, so it is solid, and it's going to do what I need so that I can practice my positional skills and get better at that part that is kind of lacking in my PRS. I've said several times, I'm pretty confident with the ammo that I've made. I know my rifle can shoot it well. I know when I'm stable, I'm able to hit the targets as long as I, you know, get a good wind reading, which I'm still going to be working on that in the future. But this will also help with that because I'll be out at the road shooting at 400 to 750 yards, or what, 495. So more like 500 to 750-ish yards. So days like this where it's really windy, that's going to help me get better at reading the wind. As I'm situated on something like this, that will help me get better at getting stable while moving from position to position. Well, that was my big project for this weekend. I told myself I really need to get this done. I've been actually working on this for over a month, getting the plans laid out, and my dad got all the metal cut over, it really has probably been over 2 months ago now, but I never stopped long enough to get this done. So after I got done with my errands on Sunday, I ran out here. I said, Dad, let's go ahead and get this welded up. And we got everything tacked in place. Today when he had time, we flipped it over and he got the back sides tacked in on everything, and he added the legs to it. And then I came through, grinded it down, smoothed off the roughness, and threw a coat of paint on it. So I didn't get to get out and actually shoot this weekend, but this is going to help me much more in the long term than one extra weekend of taking a few shots. So long term, this was the best bet for me. Build something that I can use for many weekends in the future and get my skills built up. Hey, if you want to see how this actually works, Did you look down there? Make sure you're subscribed. It's the only way you're really going to know how this turns out. Next weekend, we're going to get it out to the range. I will admit now, I took advantage of Area 419's 419 sale over the weekend. So I've got their rail changer system. So it's like a plate that can mount to a game changer bag. And I went ahead and got 2 different sizes of bags from them. So now I'll have the pint size, the schmedium that I've had before, and the OG. So I'll have all 3 sizes of game changers, and 2 of which can be mounted to a plate that will secure to my rifle. So we'll do some testing to see what's going to be the best way, holding, plopping the bag down now that I know how to move a little better with it, or on a stage like this, will it be better to have it all locked in place where I just have to pick up the rifle and move quickly. We're going to test all that out. Make sure you stick around, see how that turns out. At least for me, I want to find the best system that will work well for me going forward. If you like seeing somebody get covered in paint and burned in the face from not really paying attention to welding, make sure and give a thumbs up to this video, because I burned my face for this one and now I'm covered in paint. So always good to make fun of somebody, and in this instance, that's going to be me. So feel free to drop a comment and let me know how actually stupid that was to get close to welding without a full face shield. So lessons learned. I haven't never really been around welding, even though my dad did it when I was growing up. He'd always make me stay away. So now I know why. But anyways, we're just having fun out here. I got to turn everything negative into a bit of a positive. So when I saw my face this morning, I was like, well, that's going to make for a good YouTube video. I burned my face to make this wall. So I appreciate you taking a look at it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure and come back next time, and we'll see how this actually works out on my range. That's going to do it for now. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.